Cornel West. Oh, my brother Cornel West. I got a clip of Cornel West. He's sitting down with Anderson Cooper. He's talking about what's happening across this country. He's talking about George Floyd. He's talking about the police brutality. He's talking about the uprising that people are now showing. And I just want to run this clip for you so that you can get a feel for why this brother inspires me so much and also the important words that he shares. Check this out.
George, where it is so clear it is a lynching at the highest level. Nobody can deny it. And I thank God that we have people in the streets. Can you imagine this kind of lynching taking place and people are indifferent? People don't care? People are callous? You have just a few people out there with signs. I recall the moments in which during the Reagan years, there was a few of us out there. In the 60s, you had masses out there. Now you've got a younger generation of all of these different colors and genders and sexual orientations saying, we won't take it any longer. But you know what's sad about it, though, brother? At the deepest level? It looks as if the system cannot reform itself. We've tried black faces in high places. Too often our black politicians, professional class, middle class, become too accommodated to the capitalist economy, too accommodated to the militarized nation state, too accommodated to the market-driven culture tied with celebrity status, power, fame, all of that superficial stuff that means so much to so many fellow citizens. And what happens? What happens is we got a neo-fascist gangster in the White House who really doesn't care for the most part. You got a neoliberal wing of the Democratic Party that is now in the driver's seat with the collapse of Brother Bernie, and they don't really know what to do because all they want is show more black faces, show more black faces. But oftentimes these black faces are losing legitimacy too, because the Black Lives Matter movement emerged under a black president, black attorney general, and black Homeland Security, and they couldn't deliver. You see? So that when you talk about the masses of black people, the precious poor and working class black people, poor and working class brown, red, yellow, whatever color, they're the ones who are left out and they feel so thoroughly powerless, helpless, hopeless, then you get rebellion. And we've reached the point now, it's a choice between nonviolent revolution. And by revolution, what I mean is the democratic sharing of power, resources, wealth, and respect. If we don't get that kind of sharing, you're going to get more violent explosions. Now, the sad thing is that this neo-fascist moment in the White House, you got some neo-fascist brothers and sisters out there who are already armed. They show up there at the U.S. Capitol, and they don't get arrested. They don't get put down.
Well, that's
the president.
That's the extraordinary thing.
You see what I mean?
You have these white weekend warriors showing up as if they're former special forces ops when they're not. Busting into the State House, and the president praises those people, and yet everybody else is a thug to the president. He quotes, a white sheriff from the South in, I guess it was 67 or maybe 68. I mean, if you wrote that in a movie, people would say there's no way the president of the United States would quote a Southern sheriff on the night that a great city in this country is seeing, people in the streets. I mean,
that's exactly right. But keep in mind, though, brother,
also, I guess
he is being true to himself. He's being true to himself. He's saying what he really feels in his soul. You see what I mean? But see, we have to recognize too, because I know, like Tupac Shakur, I got some thug in me. I know I've got some gangster in me, and as a Christian, I got to fight it every day. What does that mean? That means we have to call people who they are. A neo-fascist thug in the White House calls my brothers and sisters in the street thugs. So that then the question becomes, how do we keep alive moral, spiritual standards, keep alive, stand in contact with the humanity of all of us across the board, but recognizing we're living in a moment of massive economic, what is capitalist economy? Failure when it comes to delivering the needs. The nation state, failure to protect. Critical criminal justice system, failure to be fair, you see. And the only response we have is Samuel Beckett, my brother. Try again, fail again, fail better. Try again, fail again, fail better. Because white supremacy is going to be around for a long time. Don't get surprised if this happens again. Try again. You know the great moment in. Try again, fail again, fail better. That's the blues line of our Irish brother. But the question is, we must fight. Even in a moment in which we have a failed social experiment, we must fight, and we must have an anti-fascist coalition against what's going on in the White House Republican Party. We have to tell the truth about the milquetoast, cowardly activity too often that we see among a neoliberal wing of the Democratic Party, and we must be critical of ourselves in terms of keeping alive the highest moral and spiritual standards of Martin Luther King Jr. and Fannie Lou Hamer and Ella Baker. And you see it at work in the soul of Brother George Floyd's family.
All right, guys. So, I'm sorry. I just saw something came across my timeline about another shooting in Mississippi. This time it's a Mark Davis. People say he had his hands up. He called 911 because he was in a car accident. I don't know the details. Okay. So Brother Cornel West is powerful, man. Very powerful, as we all know. He talked about something I thought was important, very important. A lot of what he says is always important. He said, try again, fail better. And that this situation, this white supremacy that we live under in this country, it's not going to go away anytime soon. He said it's going to be with us for a long time. So we got to try again, fail better. I love that statement because so many people get so frustrated so quickly. We've all been living, whether you know it or not, you've been living in this situation your entire life. You just were unaware of it. And meanwhile, while you were living in it and oblivious to it, other people have been going through it, Johnson. So I think I pointed it out before. We wake up, we realize what's happening, and we want change immediately. And we want things to be rectified. And we want, equality. And we want things better right now. Do it now, damn it. And it's unreasonable. We were slaves in this country for almost 400 years. Jim Crow lasted 100 years. 100 years. We got to fight. We got to keep fighting. The goal I have is to inch it forward. Inch us forward to progression so that my children grow up in a slightly better country and my grandchildren grow up in a better country. But there are people, if it doesn't happen this election cycle, they done. Oh, man, it didn't happen this election cycle, I'm done. Because they think it's all going to change because of whoever we put in the White House. Cornel West cleared that up for me real quick. He said, our real change ain't going to come because of electoral politics on its own, brother. It's going to take a lot more than that. So he hit it out the park, man. He also pointed out that we got a problem on the fascist side and the neoliberal side, as he's always pointed out. It's not just one party problem. It's a one party system for real. But it's not just one ideology problem with folks like Trump, but there's also the Hillary Clinton group. It's also the neoliberals and the Joe Bidens. You get what I'm saying? The Nancy Pelosi's, those folks as well. These are all stumbling blocks to equality. He said, they try to, take black faces and put them in white spaces and everything should be well and dandy. But the problem with that is those black faces become too accommodated and happy and comfortable with the system because now they're eating off the system. They're living well. And like I say, they rather live well than do well. And that becomes the mode of operation. It becomes them just trying to do well for themselves, forget everyone else. So, and I'm seeing it like right now with the whole, with all the protests that are going on, I'm seeing it now where there are certain folks who are on the wrong side of so many issues and so many times, but now they're just chiming in on this because race is real easy. So they just pretend that, okay, I'm black, so I'm with the black folks, and I'm going to point out racism. But what were you doing when we were talking about everyone needed health care? You were quiet as hell. When we were talking about we need to end mass incarceration, you were with the segregationist supporter candidate. And you didn't give a damn. And so when I see them with these large followings and people retweeting them, all I'm thinking is, no, these people retweeting them are either establishment cronies like themselves, their friends in the establishment who got nice suits and nice houses from kissing a lot of ass. And they only way they sleep at night is they say, I'm playing the game. I'm playing the game. I'm going to get it here. I'm playing the game. And then we got other people who retweeted who don't know anything, who are unaware of just how backwards these people are, how these people are not working towards your best interest. So it infuriates me that we're in this situation, but this is where we are. And to stay sane, we have to turn down the temperature on that, or we all go crazy. Or at least I do. So don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. If the news you watch makes you more confused after you watch it, watch the Tim Black Show and know what's going on. Go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. Join today.